Today, I'm going to let you guys in on a little bit of a secret. You don't have to use my process or plan to have success online. Most internet marketers, product sellers, digital marketers, whatever you want to call them, uh, probably don't have the balls to tell you this. And realistically, if they do tell you this, they might be losing sales. Uh, but my goal is to arm you with the knowledge, the resources, the tactics, the strategies, the confidence and the clarity to actually go out and build something of your dreams, whether that's my model, somebody else's business plan, process, etc. Um, and realistically, it's not black and white. And I think this is a very big problem that a lot of people face when they're coming into the online space is they look at too many options. They look at my plan, my process, Sally's process, Jim's process. They're completely spread thin, looking at everybody's, mechanisms. And realistically, this is probably why most people don't ever get to the point of actually, creating wealth online, generating significant results, doing multi six figures, seven figures, is because they're constantly jumping around and trying all of this stuff. I know that was my business for many years, right? I was trying to do ads and social media and sales calls and all the different things. And I'll never forget, I've mentioned it over and over again. I got on a call with my mentor. I paid $15,000 to get on a coaching call. And they were like, bring me your daily action plan. Tell me what you're doing in your business. And I was still working a full-time job at a gummy bear factory at this point, and we'd make like prenatal vitamins and all this stuff. And I got on this call with them, and I brought them this Google Doc, and it was, I was working a full-time job. My daughter was like 2 at the time. I was doing, daily profile posts on my Facebook profile. I was doing daily content inside of my community. I was doing 2 YouTube videos a week. I was doing 3 blog posts a week. I was adding 10 friends and trying to send out cold outreach messages. I was doing 3 TikTok videos a day. I was literally working myself to the bone, and I wasn't making shit. Like, I was not generating any results in my business. And they looked at me and they said, hey, what's the one thing that you want to do? Looking at all of this stuff that you're trying to check every day, you're trying to do all of this stuff. And he's like, you're doing more than me. You're showing up and consistently doing more than I am in my business, but we need to pick a goal, pick a target, pick a thing that you want to do. My response was, hey, I want to grow my group. And he said, everything else, you need to cut it off. So I stopped posting YouTube videos. I stopped blogging. I stopped doing all of these other things. And my only focus that entire year was creating content to grow my group, to sell one product. And that's all I focused on that entire year. And that was the first year that I did 6 figures online. And the reason that I'm actually bringing this up is there's really only 3 things that you need to do consistently if you actually want to have success. And this is across the board. Any product, any niche, any industry, any type of business model. These are the 3 things that every business is doing at its core. Capturing some type of attention to themselves, their brand, their offers, etc. Nurturing those people, nurturing the people that are coming into their audience, leads, etc. And converting those people into actual sales. Those are the only 3 things that any of us, myself included, you who's watching this video included, need to do consistently if you actually want to make sales online, do 6 figures, multi 6 figures, take your business to $1 million. Those are the only 3 things you need to do. So to the topic of today's video, I actually want to just pull up a little drawing that I did that's not that great, mind you. I did it last night while I was watching Wish with my daughter, and talking about all of these different ways that you can have success, right? In condensed into those 3 buckets. How you can capture attention, how you can nurture your audience, how you can convert your audience. Because realistically, my plan, my process, what I do in my business might not be the best fit for you. But that doesn't mean you can't go and build your business some other way or use other people's processes. The most important thing is that you pick 3 and you fucking stick with them. You build skills, you do the reps, you start doing them consistently to the point where you get extremely fucking good at them. I can't count the number of people that told me, hey, you would never be able to have a successful business if you didn't do sales calls. Well, here we are. We've done about $1.5, $1.6 million with one of our products, And we haven't done a single sales call in about 4 years. So I'll pull up my screen and I'll kind of just talk a little bit about this, rant a little bit about it, because I think this is a good thing to think about, right? Because those are really the only 3 boxes that you need to check if you actually want to have success. And I genuinely want you to win. So I want to talk about different ways, arenas, tactics, and strategies and flows that you could actually do to accomplish this so you can actually start having success online. And don't mind my chicken scratch. You know, I didn't graduate high school for, you know, my you know, writing abilities. Okay, but these are realistically these boxes right here, 1, 2, and 3 are the only three things that you need to do consistently in your business if you actually want to have success online. Every company, every business, everything, every company you're buying products from, every person you're watching on social media and you're buying products from them, they're all doing these things. Okay, they're all doing these 3 things. Right? That's realistically, to some extent, they are doing all 3 of these in their business. You need a way to bring attention to your business, to your who you are, what you do, etc. You need a way to generate attention. We live in a very attention-driven economy. Like, people are spending so much time on their phones, on their social media. You need to become the thing that people are watching, that they're consuming, that they're reading. Now, this doesn't have to necessarily be specific to a short form video content medium, right? How many of you guys have ever looked up a recipe and you end up landing on a blog that talks about their grandma's story and how they got this recipe from their grandma and all this type of stuff? That's how they're getting your attention, because they're creating some type of content that is very targeted towards what you're searching. So you're not limited to how, okay? And then you're nurturing, which is really fascinating to me right now, because I see some creators talking about, you know, oh, you don't need to nurture your audience. You just need to sell them something as fast as fucking possible. And sure, that might work for the meantime. That might work for the next, 15 minutes, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever. But if you do not have this part in place, you will really struggle to play this game long term. You will struggle to have any type of long-term success. Right? In a way that I would actually look at this is like, give away something for free that people are used to paying for. That's how you actually create very deep relationships and create very easy sales. Right? If you take what we're doing in our business right now, for example, we are running a free 30-day challenge where we're giving away our entire business model, step by step implementation, the whole shebang, everything we're doing in our business that we've used to do over $1 million, clients have used to make multiple millions of dollars, and we're just giving it away for free. Right? We could have charged $497 for this product. I mean, there's hundreds of courses out there that are popping up overnight selling these $497 products, and we're just literally just giving it away for free. Right? People that are used to paying something, giving them something that they would be okay with paying for, just giving it to them for free. Because on the end of that, people will end up buying. People will end up staying in our worlds. They're going to want to come work with us for longer periods of time, right? That's a nurturing process. And then a conversion process. And what I mean by this is a way that you actually sell your product. And this doesn't have to be your product that you created. This could be an affiliate product. This could be somebody else's product. This can be a master resale rights product you bought licensed to resell. It doesn't matter. It could be a service. Could be a supplement. It like a singular process to actually convert from attention, and that audience is getting nurtured, and you're converting them into an actual sale. Okay? So those are the only 3 things that you need to do consistently, more of, for the next, 6, 12, 24, 36 months if you actually want to have a life-changing business. Those are the only 3 things that you need to do. If you're not doing all 3 of these things, then you're going to really struggle, right? And that's just from my years of experience. I've been playing this game since 2018, and I've had a little bit of success online. So Now you can't really see the top of this, but this is bucketed into those three categories. Okay, we got attention on the left, we got nurturing in the middle, and we got conversion on the right. So I want to talk a little bit about all the different ways. And obviously, you're not limited to only these. These are just the first things that came to my mind. There's 1,000,001 ways of how you could build your business, which is also part of the problem, right? People try to master too many strategies. You know, they're using this process, and they're mix and matching all of their different things, hoping something works. But the reality of the business is you can make any of these work. But most people don't acquire enough skill sets or get enough reps in on these things to actually get good at them, so they don't ever actually start working. Like, as an example, I'm going to post short form videos for 10 days. That didn't work, so now I'm going to go do ads. Okay, well, I wasted $1,000 on ads, so now I'm going to go do this. Okay, oh, well, I didn't like the way I felt when I do this, so I'm going to go do this. And they just keep hopping and hopping and hopping around. Okay, so different ways you can generate short form video, right? You can generate attention with short form video content, right? You can generate attention with ads. Other people's audiences, you can go get active in other people's communities. You can become an authority in someone else's group. You can piggyback off of their authority and, do joint lives or collabs or podcasts, all that type of stuff. You could do live videos on like TikTok as an example. You can do outbound marketing, cold, right? I think when I say, oh, I don't do cold messages, it's not because cold DMs don't work. I just don't do them. I haven't done them for years, but that's exactly how I initially had my success when I was running a social media marketing agency. I was sending cold emails to people off of Yelp. Hey, can I set up your sales funnel? Can I build out your ads campaigns? Like, there is no one way to build a business, but I will share the key as we get further and further along. So you need to pick a place for attention. You need to pick a way that you want to generate attention to your business. Now, a good example or a good rule of thumb that we tell a lot of our clients is pick something that you personally consume. Like, hey, if you consume a lot of short form videos, you should probably create some short form video. Hey, if you read a lot of blog posts, you might want to do a blog, right? Like, there is a million ways and one on how to generate attention to your business, but you need to pick one, okay? And we got a nurturing process, okay? You need to have a nurturing process. You can do a community. You could nurture your audience through email. You could do long form content. You could do a low ticket product that is technically a nurturing process too. You could do workshops. You could do live events. Right? And the real power of this is they work together. So as an example, it's like my business goes short form content to community. My community is my nurturing process. So I drive people from my short form videos to my group. That's what I do. That's all I do. Short form video to group to my sales process, my conversion piece as an example. But picking a singular place to nurture your audience. Okay? So you're going to have to pick 1, 2, and 3. You're going to want to pick. And realistically, these don't have to be forever. You might not like this piece. You might go try some cold DMs or some outbound marketing, and you might not like it. So then you're like, hey, I need to go pick something else. I need to go do something else that facilitates my personality, my traits, my strengths, my weaknesses. Obviously, hopefully it doesn't enhance your weaknesses, but as an example, it's nothing is set in stone. I think that's something so many people forget about business. Like, the only reason that I know the type of business that I want to build is because I showed up and I tried a bunch of shit for 3 years, and I figured out what I sure as hell didn't want to do. I figured out the type of business that I did not want to run, right? But so many people are trying to figure this out right out of the gate. They're trying to like have the clarity of going from zero to, I have this infrastructure for a $10 million a year business. And it's like, you're not even gonna fucking know yet. It's not even gonna be something you can conceptualize. You have to just kind of pick some shit and get in motion. Okay, so you got nurturing processes, as I mentioned. There's all sorts of different ways. The ultimate goal is you really want to, like I mentioned in the beginning of this, you want to try to give away something in your nurturing space that people are used to paying for. Give them some free shit. Give them a good experience. Give them something that is actually going to help them get a result. Because you have to remember, especially if you're trying to sell products, services, offers, courses, affiliate programs, whatever you're trying to sell online, it's not about you. It's about the customer. It's about the consumer. It's about them getting their problems solved. And that is the only reason that they are going to move forward in anything in your business. Like, I see so many people like spamming their affiliate link in the comment section of their content. Like, this is never going to work. There's no context. There's no solution. There's no story. There's nothing in it for the consumer. That's the question you need to actually answer for the people who are, you want to move into your ecosystem, right? So you got your nurturing process, and then you got your conversion piece. And this is how you're actually going to transact sales. I'm not talking about your payment processor or anything like that. I'm talking about how you actually convert sales. So you can use direct messages, one-to-one conversations. You can use sales calls. You could use webinars. You could use funnels. You can use automated systems. You can use retargeting ads. You could ascend people from one product to the next. Like, there is all sorts of different ways, as I've mentioned, and another, right? There's probably more. These are just the first ones that came to my mind. But the problem is, I'm not making this video to tell you guys to go do all of this shit, right? If you guys, I'll show you what I actually do in my business. Like, all these options, I run a 7-figure business. My business has done about $1,300 a day for 1,100 days in a row. This is what I do. Those are the only 3 things that I do consistently in my business and have been doing consistently every day for years. Now, yes, I do use emails, okay? We do have funnels, okay? We do have some type of automations, and sometimes we do run retargeting ads, full transparency, but 99% of my success comes from these 3 things right here. If I need to go make sales, I put more energy into doing these 3 things, right? Oh, I need to get new community members. I'm going to go capture some attention and try to get some new people into my group. Hey, I kind of need to generate some leads and hand raisers so that way I can talk to people about my offer. Okay, well, I'm probably going to go put something in my group, right? See if anybody's interested. And I'm going to talk to them, right? I talk to somebody every day. And I'll never forget, like, we were talking with somebody who, they're not making any money online. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Well, you don't have to. You might want to pick a different process over here that would facilitate more of your style, what you want to do. But there is no denying it that chatting with folks and getting in direct conversations will accelerate that. And especially when you nail the first 2, your conversations can actually become very, very short. A lot of our client messages or messages we get from people, they're pretty much ready to buy. Like, hey, I saw that post you put out in the group. Can you send me the link to buy? Hey, I've been in your group for the last 12 months. Can you send me a link to buy that $2,000 product from you guys? I'm ready, right? But that's because we consistently do we check all 3 of these boxes, right? So just full transparency, there are other moving parts in our business. But as I've been teasing about, the key is to pick a singular thing inside of each of these buckets and start building skills, right? Like, you're not going to be good at creating content if you've never created content. You're not going to know how to set up a sales funnel if you've never set up a sales funnel. Stop putting these expectations on yourself that you should be this fucking good from the beginning, right? You need to actually, I've posted about this a couple times over the last few days because it's been weighing on my brain, is you need to pick something. This is why I'm actually making this video. You need to pick, 1, 2, and 3, okay? As an example, you need to pick and you need to make it your mission to actually just get good at those things. You need to fucking fail. You need to fall on your face. You need to do things messy. You need to do it cringe. You need to actually build skill sets inside of each 3 of these buckets until you get good at them. When I first started I get memories from my short form videos that make me fucking cringe. Like, I can't believe I ever created content on that. I can't believe I was ever doing that copy and paste bullshit because it makes me feel like slimy, right? Or like talk about community. I couldn't sell products out of my community for the longest time, right? That was a thing, but I knew it was something that I wanted. I looked at all these other people who were having success in general across the board, and they all had community and culture. So it's like, hey, I want to make it a point to learn how to cultivate a community, right? Oh, DMs. I fucking sucked at DMs. Let me tell you, I was the type of guy that would talk. I was two types of people for a long time. I was person one. I would talk to you for 24 years and like ask you about everything, and I'd get to know about your husband and your wife and your kids and all this type of stuff. And I would just kind of like, chat with you every day and be like, waiting for you to say, hey, sell me something. Never happened. What actually usually ended up happening was they would just go buy something from somebody else because they actually asked for the sale. And then I was also the other person where, somebody would like my content, and then I would immediately jump into their inbox with, hey, I saw you liked my post. Here's a checkout link. Neither of those things worked. Okay. But over time and me spending more time and building skill sets inside of DMs and talking with people and conversing with people, I've gotten to the point where I'm very efficient in conversations. I can turn them into sales in the least amount of time as possible because I've put in reps inside of these things. Okay, and that's really what I'm trying to reinforce for you guys here is you're not going to be good at any of these things. And realistically, why should you be? Why should you be good at any of it yet? Especially if you've never done it. If you've never done anything online, why would you be good at any of this? You shouldn't be. You're probably not going to make 30K in 90 days. You're probably not going to make 10K in 10 days, right? All your friends and family telling you that, hey, you're going to fail, they're right. But they're looking at your business in a lens of days. They're looking at, oh, you're going to play this game for 15 minutes and you're going to fail. Start treating this game like a fucking marathon and make it a point to acquire more skills in this thing. Everybody talks about building high income skills, but nobody's actually really trying to build these high income skills. They're dabbling. They're testing in their, I tried short form video content for a week. Oh, I tried to do long form content for a week. Oh, I tried to do a sales funnel, and I did the same shit for 3 years, and that's why I stayed fucking stuck, right? So the key, pick your singular thing inside of each bucket and make it your goal to only do those 3 things for the next, until the end of the year, until 2026. Do nothing else. I'm going to do short form content. I'm going to do community. I'm going to do DMs. Those are the only fucking 3 things you need to focus on getting better at and improving until the end of the year. Because if you do this, you continue to repeat and get better and test and get data and feedback, and you actually start improving inside of the things that you chose, is where actual success happens. The biggest difference between people who have a lot of success online and people that don't do shit online is, the beginners and the people who don't have a lot of success continuously look at their business like, I tried this thing, it did not work, I need to find something new. Versus the people who have a lot of success is like, hey, this didn't work, but why didn't it work? What can I do to improve this? What can I do to make this thing better? What can I do to optimize this thing that I'm trying? Why did this thing work and why didn't it work? Right? If you look at like professional athletes, they watch their replays of them playing sports to improve and build on their skill set. It's exactly what you're doing in this online space. You're not, if you continuously try something and then you replace it and then you replace it and you replace it and you replace it, you're going to eventually quit and not get anywhere in business. And I can say I've watched this happen more times than I can fucking count. And I genuinely hope anybody watching this video 25 minutes in, you do not do this. Okay? So, again, you're not limited to things. You're not limited to my process. You don't have to use my fucking process. It's not the point of this video. I want you guys to actually understand that whatever game you play, whatever you dive into, you're going to have to build skill sets and get more reps in on the stuff before you can even expect to have a ton of success. Which is why I don't agree with most of the internet marketers, and I feel like a black sheep in my space because everybody's talking about quick magic money button bullshit, and it's a breeding ground for fucked up expectations and why most people don't ever actually hit six figures online. So I wanted to give you guys different examples of this, right? My process is, short form video to community to DM. That's what I do. That's what I've done since 2021. Doesn't mean it hasn't changed, doesn't mean it hasn't evolved, but at its core, this is what I'm doing for attention, this is how I'm nurturing, and this is how I'm converting. And my only goals are to improve and get better at these things and shift my focus and energy on the different things based on what's happening in my business right now. Now, other examples of what this can look like. Okay, hey, maybe you're doing TikTok lives for attention. Maybe you're doing email marketing for your nurturing, and then you have an automated sales sequence. This is a pretty common one. A lot of people use this in the online space, right? Then, hey, maybe I like YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to do YouTube Shorts because they grow really fast. They get a lot of attention fast compared to long form videos. And then I'm going to do long form video as my nurturing process, right? So I'm driving people from my YouTube Shorts to my long form videos, and then I'm going to sell them something via webinar, which is basically just a video presentation. Okay. And then you have, cold DMs. Okay. Maybe I'm going to do cold DMs. I'm going to do outreach. I'm going to send messages to people. I'm going to hit them up. Okay. And then maybe I'm going to do a strategy session as my nurturing process. 15-minute strategy session where I help them fix a problem in their business. And then I'm going to schedule call number 2, and I'm going to make them an offer to buy my product. Okay. It's not an uncommon one either. Then we got, maybe I'm going to do paid ads. Maybe I have a little bit of a budget. Okay. I'm going to do paid ads, and I'm going to sell a low ticket offer so I could potentially break even on the front end. And then I'm going to work on ascending them to a different offer. This is where you'll actually make the money with this type of process, by the way, which most people won't tell you. The goal of your low ticket would be to break even. That's why sales funnels are a popular thing. That's why you have OTOs and order bumps and all this different stuff. That's why you go through a funnel and it has 18 different steps, because they're trying to counteract the increasing cost of paid ads. Okay? Or like low ticket subscriptions. That's a really popular one. A lot of people who are running, subscriptions on school, they're winning all the school games. What they're not telling you is, they spent $70,000 to win the school games, and they lost money the first month, but then in month 2 and month 3 is when they actually start seeing profits if they don't have churn. So just something to be aware of. But as you can see, you're not limited to anything, right? You could mix and match a nurturing process with a different type of attention process and a conversion process, right? But the key is picking the 3 that you want to do and like getting better at those things, not swapping them out after 15 minutes or, posting 2 TikTok videos and you're like, I didn't go viral. This doesn't work, which is not that uncommon, right? I can tell you plenty of examples and nightmares from people like, oh, I tried this for 3 days. It didn't work. This is a scam. Like, you did. What do you mean you tried? Like, you didn't do anything. So the problem, there is so many different ways that you can build your business online. And most people just swap their processes or replace their business too much, like I've been hammering. And they change too much. They change their business model. Like, I'll never forget, we had a client for a while there that was like, really struggling to get results and on the verge of burnout. And it was like you have to stop doing this. Like, every 6 weeks you're changing your business. Oh, I fucking hate this. I don't want to do this. And like just grasping at whatever straw they can to like find the quickest and the easiest way to just make all of this money. And it's like you're building a fucking business. You're building an online business. Yes, it is very powerful. You can make a lot of money. It is simpler than other business models, but it's not a fucking magic money button type thing. Especially if you're brand new. It's been one of the most challenging but rewarding things I've ever done in my life. Right? And that's probably because I came from a blue collar background. I didn't have any prior experience or anything like that. But really focusing on your arena, the three things that you chose. And this is a really good way to like frame focus and what focus actually is. Focus is far less about zooming in so deep on your thing that you don't see anything else. Right? Realistically, focus, in my opinion, is more about removing everything else so you don't have any option but to get better at the thing that you chose. Like if I am committing to doing one of these three processes up here, like I'm going to commit to doing short form videos as an example. I'm going to commit to building my community, and I'm going to commit to doing sales in the DMs. If I commit to doing all three of these things, I don't have any other options but to get good at those things, because everything else on this list isn't an option, right? As an example, I'm not doing any of those. I'm not giving myself the ability to do those things. I am just going to improve my skill set in the three things that I chose. It's how you actually end up winning online. The year that I did this was the year that I had my breakout year. I struggled for 3 years, and that's when I actually genuinely started having success, is when I canceled all the bullshit. I stopped doing YouTube videos. I stopped writing blog posts. I stopped doing email marketing. I stopped doing all of it. And then as my business grew, and the further and further and further along that I got in business, I started adding other pieces back. Automations, started adding in different low ticket products. I started doing more email stuff, but it wasn't all at once. It was like when I had this process dialed in, and then this process was dialed in, now this is dialed in. Now I'm going to start adding pieces in to make the business I'm building even better. So in closing, I know I've been ranting a little bit, but I think this is a very important lesson that a lot of people won't tell you. Like, you don't have to pick my process. You don't have to use my way of building a business. You just need to pick a single way to generate attention, way to nurture your audience, and a way to convert sales. And like, stop jumping around. It's going to be harder than you think. It's going to be harder than most of these people are telling you. It's going to require some effort. It's going to require a fuck ton of work. Why wouldn't it? Like, you're building a business that has the ability to give you freedoms that are not possible to people who don't have online businesses. Why wouldn't it be harder? Okay. It's just something to really think about. Why would it not be harder? Like, if I stayed at a job and I worked 40 hours a week and I, struggled to pay my bills, that would have been the easier route for me, if I'm being honest, because it would have kept me comfortable. I wouldn't have had to grow. I could have just stayed checking my boxes, and everybody around me would have been stoked for me and proud of me, because that's what society tells you to do, right? And most importantly, make it your mission. Okay, make it your mission to get really fucking good over the next 12 months at these three things that you pick. Doesn't have to be my process. Could be something else, whatever you learn from a different mentor or whatever. But stop swapping out. Like, just pick your place for attention. Pick the way you want to nurture your audience, and pick the way that you want to convert your audience, and get really fucking good at those three things. If you do this consistently for the next 12 months, your life and business will be in a completely different place. And that's all I got for you guys today. Just rambled for 35 minutes, but I think it's a very impactful lesson that a lot of people could actually learn. I know it took me a long time to actually even understand this, and I've posted about it a couple times over the last few days, but it's a very, very important lesson. People who actually have a lot of success online, who create actual wealth online, do not constantly replace their entire business because it isn't working. They ask themselves, why did this not work? And how can I make it fucking better? Pick your 3 things, make magic, build that dream business, and have a fucking magical life because you deserve it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.